You are watching Access LaPorte County, Channel 97. Coming up next is the May 2nd, 2024 special meeting of the LaPorte County Election Board. You can find more information for this meeting by visiting www.accesslaportecounty.org.
And call this meeting to order. LaPorte County Election Board, May
Recording
2nd,
in progress.
2024, 11:30 a.m. If you could please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Roll call. Heather Stevens.
Present.
Teresa Massa.
Here.
And Brody Schaffner, I am present. Any corrections to the agenda?
I would like to add a discussion about the release of results for Tuesday night under new business and to schedule the certification provisional meeting that has to take place 10 days after the election.
Is there a second?
I second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. It's okay if the release of results is number 4 and the schedule certification is number 5?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Any other corrections to the agenda?
Nope.
Okay. Do we have minutes?
No.
Okay. Public comment? Any public comment on Zoom? Hearing none. Hearing none, public comment is closed. Moving on to new business. Number 1, questions regarding the 2023 annual campaign finance report received from the committee to elect Mike Rosenbaum. I'll just set the record. We received a request to, continue this inquisition until the next meeting of the board. Mr. DiMartino.
Yes, I understand that Mr. Miyake reached out to you yesterday. He's a lawyer from Lake County. He had a conflict. He's in Lake County right now. He called me up last night and asked me if I would appear. It's my understanding that Mr. Rosenbaum told you all that he was unavailable to attend this meeting and that nothing's been done. So I'm here to address you asking for a continuance regarding this matter.
Sure. The problem is we can't talk about anything outside, of course.
Well, except the president in and of himself can go ahead and move something off the agenda without having to have something in open court, in open meeting, but that's fine. I'm here and we're asking for a continuance.
Okay. Well, I can't exactly, the purpose of today was to ask him about his reports and specifically the unitemized expenses and the unusual characteristics of them.
I know nothing about that.
Well, I'm just letting you know, because I know that there was also a kind of a complaint as to, well, why don't we just send the questions to the candidates and have them pre-prepare for the meeting? I can't exactly ask you questions about his finance reports, and so I need him here.
I get that. And he'll be here.
Yeah.
Get it reset.
And that's fine. So,
I think I'd like to make a motion to schedule this for a hearing at this point. Because I'm not sure what the questions are. And that's why this meeting was called, so that we can have a discussion amongst ourselves, because we can't do that outside of these meetings.
By what rule or regulation at this point in time, without a meeting, are you able to set this for a hearing? If you have some specific allegations, then go ahead, provide notice of the hearing and serve it to me, and all correspondence and all conversations will come through me because he's represented by counsel, Ms. Stevens, and that's fine. Do what you need to do.
Right now, I would just like to get information about what the questions are. So with all due respect, everybody's being incredibly defensive when I'm not even sure why we're here.
Nor am I.
But that's what I'm here to find out, because we can't talk about it outside of here without breaking open door law.
but for the fact that listen, I don't have a dog in this fight. I don't vote in LaPorte County. From day one since I've done work, I just fly straight and narrow.
Yes.
Things seem to me to be a little bit hinky. That's all I'm saying. If you want to set this, you all do whatever you need to do. I'm just here to set a record and we'll move forward however the board wants to move forward.
Okay,
So it's your call.
I know. Well, let me tell you all what are my questions.
We'll
There-
get them on the record. You can.
That's fine. That doesn't scare me, Mr.
No, no, no.
Martino. I don't know why you're being defensive. This is to ask questions.
I get it.
I went through all seven. No, let me finish, please. I went through all 71 campaign finance reports. I'm not picking on Mr. Rosenbaum. I'm not picking on Mr. Smith. They just happen to catch my eye. Okay? You want to talk about a dog in a fight? I don't care. I am not. Okay, whatever. You think
That's
what you
fine.
want.
But
I am not done, Mr. DiMartino. Thank you. There were 71 total reports. Out of those 71 reports, there were 10 candidates who had over $100 in unitemized contribution.
Don't point your pen at me.
I'm done listening to you at this point.
Are you done listening to me?
Yes, I am. So, out of those 10, as a percentage of the unitemized contributions, out of the total, there were only 3 candidates that had above 20%. Mr. Rosenbaum had 78% of his total contributions being unitemized. Last year, now we're going on to number 2, well, I guess this is number 1, 100%. So, I just have questions.
Your questions are fair.
Thank you.
I haven't looked at any campaign finance reports. Your questions are fair. And Mr. Rosenbaum will answer your questions however you want to go ahead and do it.
Okay.
He's just unavailable today.
I get that, which is why I'm not. I just have to let them know what my concerns are. Now we can reschedule it, and I'm sure Mr. Rosenbaum has reasonable explanations, just like I'm sure Mr. Smith has explanations. We just can't, and maybe I'm wrong. You know more about this than I do about open door law. Can we talk about this stuff outside the thing? I don't know.
Not as a board, you cannot.
Okay, so that's why we're here.
And I get it.
Go ahead.
No, I'm not suggesting that you can't question him. He was just unavailable today.
I get that. I just wanted to let them know what my issues were. You know, I've been accused of being the axis of evil for the Republican Party, and yet both people on today's agenda are Republicans. What does that say about me, I guess?
I don't know
Once I start going after the Democrats, maybe I'll get called something else. I don't know.
anything about axis of evil.
Okay. So, I think at this point, it's better to reach out to you and probably coordinate a hearing, right?
If that's the way that you all want to do it.
Well, that's what I prefer as a practicing attorney. I'm sure you prefer the same thing.
Okay.
I don't have a problem with, number 1, waiting until the election's done, and then number 2, coordinating via email with the board so that we can come up with a reasonable time. Does that work?
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you. In that case, I would make a motion to table number 1 and 2 until such time that we can coordinate with Mr. Rosenbaum's counsel and this board.
I'll second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Number 3, questions regarding the 2024 pre-primary finance report received from Martin Smith for Commissioner District 2 Committee. Hello, Mr. Smith.
Yes.
This is not a witch hunt, okay?
Okay.
I just noticed that you had a fundraiser. It wasn't on your report. This might be a chance for this board to educate other people so that there aren't issues. I'm not looking to fine you or get you in trouble or anything. I just want to hear your side.
I'm a first-time runner for any office, so a lot of this was new to me.
I get that.
And your question again was?
Well, you had a fundraiser. Where's the packet?
Yes, on the 11th.
And I didn't see that in your finance report as any expenditures.
That was paid by a donation And there was the Silver Palace that had the meet and greet.
Okay.
I asked him at the end of the meet and greet, how much do I owe for the meet and greet? He says, I was given an envelope, and it was your meet and greet was paid by cash. And I said, who paid it? And he says, I'm not to disclose that. That was between who paid for it and the owner of the Silver Palace. So I don't even know who did it.
Okay.
And I didn't. Maybe I neglected to put it on there, but I didn't have no amount or anything. I didn't know what needed to be done with that. And I asked another politician. He said, if it was a donation and you don't know who made the donation, don't worry about it. But
Okay.
maybe that's wrong. I don't know. Maybe I was.
I don't know. I mean, this is a new situation for me.
That would be an in-kind donation.
That's what
at
I
that
figured.
point.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't even have a dollar amount. So.
Try to find out the amount. I mean,
And will I need to make an amendment to?
yeah, I would suggest that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Like I said.
So if I ask the owner of Silver Palace how much what the donation was,
Yeah.
should I ask him who made the donation?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell them you're required by law to report it.
Okay.
Is that accurate?
Yeah.
I don't want to
So-
misstate.
So then get with the clerk's office and fill out another amendment
Yes.
to, okay.
And I know this is your first time running for office. Like I said, not looking to,
It's a learning.
put you on a stake here, but you caught my eye, and then the other one caught my eye too. It's just, this is an educational opportunity.
Sure.
We had a lot of issues with people filing their reports on time. Now we're getting into the meat and substance of the reports, trying to make sure everything's reported.
So then try to get the amendment done soon.
Yes, please.
And I had one other question. So it looks like it was our elections deputy who originally had to create your CFA 1. So
Oh,
that
yeah.
is that's your candidate statement of organization paperwork. So on the CFA 1, and she followed the statute when she created this, it is the Martin Smith for Commissioner District 2 committee. But on your disclaimers, it's saying paid for by the committee to elect Martin Smith. So I don't know, I believe that this could be amended as well to reflect what your committee is actually named.
And where do I do that at?
With our office.
With
Yep.
your office, okay.
Yep, we'll be happy to.
And after I leave here, I can just go over and get the paperwork I need to do and do it, okay?
Yep.
You don't have to be there.
No.
Your office.
No, Taylor will help you out.
Okay. Anything else?
That's the only thing I had. Did you
That's
have
it.
anything?
Thank you.
And this is just something I'm just not sure of how this works. There was a comment also about the involvement, if any, of Jim and Becky Pressel and Tom and Jackie Dermody as hosts, as this form states.
Well, I think that may be kind of what created some of the confusion, because this says that it's being hosted by State Rep Jim and Becky Pressel and Mayor Tom and Jackie Dermody. But then at the bottom, you have the disclaimer stating that it's paid for by your committee. And I think that's probably what, maybe,
that-
I don't want to speak for Brody, but
That does sound like that would
Some
be
clarification.
confusing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they were more social hosts rather
Social,
than
yes.
financial hosts.
Yes.
Is that correct?
They were social because they knew more people than I do. So
Sure.
I was introduced to a lot of people.
so in the time before the reporting period ended, which was the 12th of April, there's nothing else, no other expenditures that aren't reported, no,
Sent between the 12th and now, I just had some at the radio station.
but nothing before the 12th that isn't on this report.
No.
No more signs,
No.
no postcards,
No.
no any of that
There was some of that, but after.
after the
After,
12th.
yes.
Okay.
Nothing before.
Okay. Yep, just want to make sure.
That's it.
Thank you.
Moving on to number 4, release of results.
So the release of results has been a thing in the past few years. In 2020, there were some early results that were released that were incorrect. And so in 22, the board decided that night that I was definitely overridden that night. I wanted to release the results every so often. And the other two board members said absolutely not and would not release. So we had no results until the final results were all counted. And the two parties really jumped our butts. I mean, there was not a councilman, a commissioner that didn't blow up my phone that night. Both party chairs called me. And everybody thought something was wrong because it was our first time with the electronic poll books. It was my first election, and there was nothing wrong other than they didn't want to release. So from there on, we set a schedule because both parties kind of do a watch party. So they rent a place and they have food and they have all their candidates there, and they're there to kind of get the results and be supportive of everybody throughout the night. So the last couple of years, what we've done, we have released the absentee and early voting numbers at 6:30. And then we took a break around 7 o'clock and released whatever we had. And then we did a final at the end. Last year's elections went very quickly because it was just LaPorte, Michigan City for the most part. And everything came back super fast. Bear with us because we've got people coming from Hudson Lake. We're going to have workers coming from Long Beach, from the very end of South County down in La Crosse. So it's going to take longer. We also have more machines coming through, so it's going to take a little bit longer. But I would like to be able to give the media a schedule along with the two parties and the candidates.
Do you have any suggestions?
I would suggest absentee and early voting at 6:30. I would say a break at 7:15, and we could release those results.
A break in the counting,
Yes.
tabulation.
Yes.
Okay.
Because we have to take a break in the tabulation in order to release any updated results. So I think 7:15 is probably a decent time. We don't want to take too many breaks because the more we take breaks, the longer it's going to take to get the final results.
Yeah.
And then we do a final when we have it. I would shoot for maybe 8 o'clock to do a final. If it is not there at 8 o'clock, it's because it's taking longer. But I would not want to release before 8 o'clock.
Okay.
So I would say 8 p.m. or later.
As soon as it's complete.
Yep.
I don't have any objection to that schedule.
Sounds reasonable.
Okay. Can I have a motion to that effect?
So moved.
Is there a second?
I second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Now, number 5, schedule the certification.
In a perfect world, we can still, the voters will have until the 17th at noon for any provisional voters to come in and show their identification.
Okay.
I would be happy with, we could do noon, we could do 12:30 so that we don't have to.
Let's do
wait.
12:30.
You want to do 12:30?
Yeah.
On the 17th?
Yes.
Okay.
Does that work for everybody?
Works for me.
Seriously?
Yep.
Okay.
Is that all for number 5?
I believe so.
Okay. Board member comments. Teresa, would you like to start?
I'm looking forward to my first election as a board member, and I hope everyone in the county who is registered will vote.
We have been working hard to get everybody ready, get everything prepared. We don't want any hiccups, but there will be hiccups anyway. Bear with us. We will get through it. I just had the whole state of clerks are all in one email chain, and we just got the, hey, hope everything goes smoothly. We know that it won't, but we hope that whatever happens is resolved very quickly. So I always say it's not if something happens, it's when, and we're prepared. So we're about as prepared as we can be. So get out there and vote.
Get out there and vote. That's all I have. Take care. Motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye.